Hey Nicole, welcome, welcome. It's just us right now. But Mom, what's going on? Hello, hello, hello. People are kind of coming through little by little. That's good. That's really awesome. Hi everybody, nice to see you. Nice to see you all. Um, I think we should be broadcasting live right now on YouTube, but I'm not really sure. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me as well? Awesome. Okay. So we are going to be doing millionaire profile audits today because I think it's like super duper important for you to understand what is the difference between a five-figure freelancer and a six-figure freelancer. So you can tell when you're using a template. So if your first line is boring or it's about you, they are going to skip to the next proposal. So what I want you to do, instead of saying, hi, I'm a professional graphics designer with 5 years of experience. I've worked on many projects like yours and I would love to help. Nobody, even like when you're dating and you're on a date and you're sitting opposite someone at the table, the minute they are self focused, it means they don't care about you at all. They care about themselves. And same thing happens when you are self focused. The client does not care about you yet. They care about, can you fix my problem? Even if you say I'm a professional graphic designer with 5 years of experience, that doesn't tell me anything about how you can solve my problem. So you did not give them a hook that grabs attention and you didn't address their pain points or their goals. So the first thing that you want to do when you fix it is you want to start with their problem or you want to start with their goals. And when I say start with their goals, you want to show them that you understand their needs. So keep it short, keep it specific, and keep it engaging. Inside the page form, we have a set length that we send. But you don't really have to, as long as you're client focused, it doesn't really have to be a short proposal. It just needs to hit on certain levels, which now that you guys are here, you know you're part of our squad chat. When you go to the AI tools channel, grab the talking to Neuro, grab the Neuro, talk to Neuro, and you'll see a huge difference between the kind of proposals that you were sending before and the new proposals that you're sending with Neuro. So here's an example of what I mean. This is a winning proposal opening example. Something like, hey, is your SaaS page not converting? I helped my previous client boost signups by 72% with just optimized copy. Here's a quick fix for your CTA. Boom. Now I want to read on. Immediately, I'm addressing my client's pain point. I'm proving my credibility not by saying I have 5 years of experience writing SEO copy or conversion copy. I'm actually saying I have helped in the past a client boost their signups. So that means I've increased conversion. And that proves my credibility with past success. Then also, I'm giving them a quick win. Here's a quick fix for your CTA. That quick win will make the client want to read more. So, do you guys have any questions about that? About writing a custom, not generic proposal? Guys, I'm gonna wait. I don't mind waiting, and I would love for us to actually also please grab the mic. You do not have to just do that. Go ahead and grab the mic. Before you raise your hand, what you got? Do you have any questions regarding sending generic proposals? Do you find yourself sending generic proposals instead of proposals that like directly address the client's problem? Proposals that are self-focused, like I have XYZ years of experience, not having a hook that grabs attention and not addressing the client's pain points or their goals, and not even giving them like a quick win to make them want to read further. So, do you guys have any questions or requests for examples of that? Let's have a look at what's going on in the chat. Cecil wrote, when it comes to customizing your profile, or your proposal, excuse me, you mentioned something about trying to address more than one buyer type in our previous session. Can you please explain that again? Okay, this is super advanced paid squad stuff, but for those of you who are not in the paid squad, you're about to eat good. So typically, there are an infinite number of buyer types on Upwork. However, the thing that we have noticed in marketing is that there's four main archetypes. So whenever you're addressing buyer types, you're either going to address an amiable, expressive, driver, or analytical buyer, right? There are still methodical, there are still humanistic, there are still a ton of other types of buyers, but we focus on these four because each and every one of our clients, now that we've been doing this for a while, we've noticed that each and every one of our clients will cover these four different categories. And so whether you're using QN or you're using Miro, we use two different bots in the squad. Whether you're using them, and I'm going to show you guys how to create agents as well using QN or DeepSeek's API so that it can work in the background submitting proposals according to a few really important parameters. But this is again paid squad stuff. However, what I would say is you're going to write your overview, your title, and your proposals, any other offer that you have on Upwork, including the script for your video, your introduction video, according to amiable, expressive. So let me just quickly type it for you guys so that you can save it. But these are the buyer types. We've got amiable, we've got expressive, we've got driver. And remember, when it comes to driver, I think Lewis Hamilton, because he likes to go fast. So driver buyers are really interesting in that they're very similar to analytical buyers, except for the fact that analytical buyers want step-by-step details, numbers, whereas driver buyers want things quickly and detailed. So you have to have attention to detail and be quick. That's what a driver buyer wants. An analytical buyer wants things to be detailed. They don't have to be quick because they take their time also when it comes to figuring out who they're going to hire. Expressive buyers want big results. They either want something that's going to boost their ego or boost their business, something to do with big bang results. Amiable buyers are buyers that need you to talk them off the ledge, if that makes sense. You have to communicate with them. My hair looks so interesting today, like an afro. Interesting. Okay, so here is the list of biotechs. Feel free to take them and study them inside your ChatGPT if you don't have access to Neuro, although you should all, everybody in this chat now have access to Neuro. Okay, and so the next mistake that I think everyone should know is the mistake of staying stuck at low rates without realizing why. I like the fact that Pearl asked me the question of surely that must be illegal that you're charging your clients that much per hour. The reason why I get to do that is that I've positioned myself. I'm expert vetted. So when you price yourself too low, it's because you think clients want cheap. That couldn't be further from the truth. Because when you're pricing yourself low, this is what happens. You attract low quality clients who do not value your expertise. They just want it to get done. And they can be the most unrealistic people on the planet. They're penny pinching. They tell you up front, I can't afford you, but I really need your help. If you don't go to a service provider outside and go, I can't afford, you don't go to the mechanic. I can't afford you, but I really need your help. The mechanic is going to look at you and be like, come back and ask for help when you can afford it. Like, I'm not going anywhere. So don't worry. I'll see you when you have the money. And remember, clients associate your price with the kind of quality that you're going to deliver. So if you're too cheap, they're going to assume that you're inexperienced. And that is not what you want to happen. And so you fall into something called the cheap rate trap. Okay? A freelancer charges $10 an hour thinking it's going to help them to land more projects. Instead, they only get demanding clients who want endless revisions. I've seen it, I've experienced it. That's why the very first thing that happens when you come to these live sessions, I'm like, charge 25 an hour. That is like the base, the bare minimum that I'm telling you guys because once you've paid your Upwork fees and all that stuff, and you've paid uh, the service fees and then the transfer fees and all of the fees, you're technically only taking home $19 to $20 an hour, and that's like still kind of cutting it a bit too thin, very close to minimum wage, and that's not necessarily what you want. So, how do we fix this? Does anybody have an idea? I'm gonna cold call. Bungie, how do we fix it? How do we fix this thing of just being so super duper cheap? Mm, but what do you do? What do you do outside of just trusting me? Mm, right, right. Okay, that does make sense. Um, that's really good. So when you upskill and when you just make yourself comfortable with the discomfort of charging more, you're essentially positioning yourself as an and not a commodity, right? Because people who are commodities will charge for volume. Commodities is like, things that people really don't think about. Like they just purchase them to be like, okay, it's an investment I'm supposed to. But it also means that you need to sell a lot of whatever the service is. You need to work however many hours to get your clients, and it's kind of like not the best. So instead, just like Bonnie said, you want to charge based on the value that you provide and not just the time. We're starting to move away from charging per hour. We're starting to start charging per value, per whatever it is that we bring to the table instead of just our time. And then finally, you can fix this downward trip by using social proof. Testimonials are awesome. Case studies are awesome. Before and after studies and results are awesome. That'll help you justify your pricing. So instead of saying something like, I design logos for $50, you could say, I create premium brand identities that will help businesses stand out and increase sales. My recent work helped a startup boost conversions by 45% just because of their brand identity. But the key takeaway here is high paying clients are not looking for the cheapest option. They want the best investment for their business. So don't go for cheap because that's going to get you stuck in that doom cycle of just being trapped in cheap land. That's not what we want. So the other thing that I think is a huge mistake, and I've seen this, the first thing that I always kind of yell at members of the squad who come from corporate, because it's something I've noticed is that they focus on job titles instead of client pain points. So why does this happen? Many freelancers like to put their job title first. Graphics designer, web developer, copywriter. Clients don't care about job titles. They want solutions. So your title and your profile should focus on the transformation that you provide. So if you have a headline like experienced web developer and UI designer, okay, expert web developer and UI designer. It doesn't really tell clients what the problem you solve is, and they sound like everybody else on Upwork. Clients are not looking for an expert web developer. They need a site that converts visitors into buyers, period. So how do we fix that? How do we fix the whole issue of listing your job title first? Who wants to grab the mic? Pearl, I would like to hear your voice. Let's see who types if you can. Very interested in hearing how do we fix this. Is Pearl typing? I'd like to see it. We're all on the same page here, right? All right, okay. I'm gonna move on, even if we're not. That was very good though, Pearl. Okay, so the final mistake that I think is the final mistake. Yeah, the final mistake that I see people making is, and this happens still in the squad, if you can believe it. Although CK can't relate, because the CK is like, ah. So getting tons of profile views with zero invitations. Who's on that boat? Yes. Now, the reason why this happens is because your title, your overview, and your skills do not align with the client's searches. So if you don't have a clear niche, clients aren't sure what you specialize in. And if you lack credibility signals like your JSS, your job success score, your testimonials, having a strong portfolio, again, you get tons of views, with zero invitations. So the invisible profile problem is where a freelance can get 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 plus profile views per week with no invitations because their profile is too generic. I do graphic design, social media, video editing. Whoa, good for you, but seriously, for whom? Right? Clients don't understand why they should hire them over other people. And they are not showing their expertise and a very clear solution, a very clear offer that they're giving to the client. So if you're hearing that, the problem is that their profile is too generic, their clients don't understand why they should hire them over other freelancers, and they're not showing their expertise or a clear offer, how do we fix it? How do we fix it, Emil? Their clients don't understand why they should hire them. Their profile is too generic and they're not showing their expertise and a very clear offer. How do we fix it? Very good. Very good. Using keywords in your profile to match what the clients are searching for is like a life hack, right? Inside the squad, it's one of the things we actually do, like for real, for real. And then the other thing that I would also add to that, Emil, is adding very specific results driven case studies or testimonials. So what we do in the squad is that we will label something case study and then like talk about the project instead of saying case study and then the outcome of the project. So everybody who's here, including members of the squad, what you want to do is label something according to what the outcome of that project was. So you're going to say case study, how I helped a SaaS startup increase user engagement and retention with conversion focused UI UX design. And then inside, the very first line, my last project boosted app signups by 38%. So what ends up happening is when you're using Miro to do the highlights for you, if you manage to label your portfolio items according to the outcome that you got, now when you ask Miro, the client is asking a bunch of questions, which highlight, or here's my portfolio, here are my certs, all of that. And here are my previous projects, once you start getting a volume of those too, all of that is going to conspire in your favor to get clients to hire you because you are laser focused on using keywords not only to match what they're searching for, but also having results driven case studies and testimonials. So really think about that, especially the part where you say how I helped a SaaS startup increase user engagement and retention. This shows a very clear niche, software as a service, UI, UX. It also mentions a very measurable result. Now, this is where talking to your clients is really important. Cannot stress this enough. If a client comes back to you or says, thank you so much for working with me, yada, 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 I plan on giving you more projects, you note that down. You set a timer or a reminder in your phone where your phone reminds you to check in on that project maybe a month later, maybe 2 months later, maybe 3 months later. And then the client will tell you what the metrics have been, how much did what you guys did together increase ROI, how much did what you do increase user engagement and retention. Then you can say 38%. Now you can put that in the very tippity top of the description of your case study. And now it's like an actual measurable result. So you're not going to remember to reach out to the client in 3 months to ask about what kind of results they've gotten from working with you. So you need to set that reminder. And then when the day comes, you're able to reach out to that client on Upwork. So another thing that I want to mention about the I help software as a service startups increase their user engagement and retention with conversion focused UI UX design. My last project boosted app signups by 38%. The reason why this works is that we're using those keywords that clients search for. UI, UX, SaaS, conversion. You can call them keywords, you can call them skills. Either way, those are typically the keywords that a client would be searching for. So really, final takeaways that I would give to you guys, and I'm going to pop them inside the chat because I think it's really, really important. The final tips is number one, stop sending generic proposals. It is like the number one thing that's standing in your way. Raise your rate strategically. In the squad, we do it literally project by project. So if you start in the squad at say 25, by the time we reach Q3, you should already now be charging at least $50 an hour. So we do it very step by step. We call it the wall of trust. Um, if you're in the squad, you'll know exactly what that looks like. To squad members, Paid Pillars Volume 2 and Paid Pillars Volume 3 are available. Oh, look at the thumbs up. So go ahead and get access to those. You just go to your dashboard. Again, you can go to squad.bellything.co or bellything.co/welcome. Go to your dashboard, click on that menu, and you'll see version 3, which is the new one, and version 2. A lot of your questions about how to do things methodically will be, I've just revealed, my ideal client avatar. A lot of the information will be in version 2, and you'll see the upgraded version in version 3. And of course, the vault is also coming. I'm working on I'm editing so many videos every single day. Little by little, we will get there. So make your profile about the client. You want to focus on outcomes, not job titles. Then you want to optimize your profile for visibility, meaning using client-focused keywords and real case studies. That's something that nobody can compete with because it's super subjective. And also, you can get the social proof even if you've never been hired on Upwork. So, a little, a little tip for you there. Does anybody have any questions? Tomorrow, we are just going to be completely focusing on basically working on you guys' profiles. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. We're going to be looking at profiles. So does anybody have questions before I let you go? Okay, I'm just seeing questions in the chat. We are right on time. So tomorrow, please bring your profile link. If you're in the squad chat on Discord, which I will provide you with the link to if you're not there, we have a squad chat on Discord and we have a paid squad chat inside the paid squad. So you'll see the paid squad chat inside the dashboard. But if you want to learn more, you can join the free squad chat. I popped the link right there in the chat. And also it is in the YouTube video description. So do be aware that you have those options. All right, guys. Any questions before I let you go? If not, good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Good night. Good night.